Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is AshQuest, and you might not have known it, but I went to GenCon this past Thursday. It is currently Saturday, and I'm finally rested up enough to be able to even talk about it, to even feel like being on camera. But I went to GenCon. I made the long and arduous journey to Indianapolis from my hometown 5 hours away by horsepower-drawn chariot. And I had an absolute blast. It was nonstop fun after fun. I looked at all kinds of games. I talked with all kinds of people. I saw all kinds of sights. I'm very happy to report that I did not smell all kinds of smells. And I was able to give everything away in my swag bag. I did have to cheat a little bit there at the end, but a giveaway is a giveaway. Now, I only wanted to go for Thursday because I wanted to size the event up. I'd never been to Gen Con before. It was my first time, so I didn't know how much of it was going to be overwhelming. I've been to some concerts, I've been to some anime conventions, and those experiences I've had well enough to know kind of what to expect, what to prepare for, how much energy should I have, can I maintain composure 3 hours into it, all of that stuff. But this was going to be bigger than anything else I had done, so just the one day this year. But now I know what to prepare for to make my experience much better the next time. And yes, there absolutely has to be a next time. Now, I saw a lot of games. I did a lot of window shopping. I did a little bit of shopping with actual money trading hands or plastic being inserted into infernal devices that beeped at me. But my favorite part, undoubtedly, and by a long shot, was getting to hang out and meet with and talk with you guys. Those of you who were there who actually saw me, that is, and had time to fist bump. So what follows is everything that I was able to film, all of the stuff. I'm going to try to put timestamps on as much of it as possible because it is a lot of stuff, and I probably I did film for close to 3 hours. I wish I had filmed much, much more, but you can think of this as my Gen Con travel vlog, first impressions, and unboxing of the event video. Now, a couple of things about this. The journey wasn't super smooth. There were pros and cons to the actual journey itself, and I'm no stranger to highway and road. I really loved going and traveling and stuff, but I'm also very navigationally challenged. I absolutely need to have something that aids me in being able to find stuff because my built-in compass is just non-existent. The second problem I had was that I ran out of data almost immediately after getting to the hotel. And I'm on a plan that's 5G until I run out of data, and then it drops to 2G. But the 2G might as well be like 0.2G because I can almost do nothing. Discord is a no-go, YouTube Studio won't load, and the hotel that I stayed at did not have Wi-Fi. I mean, they did, but it was broken. So that was not helpful at all. Very disappointed. A minor blip, an overall nothing to do with the experience of the event. But there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't get done because I didn't have internet. So that's why you see a skip in video frequency. Next up, and I'm dancing around this one because it is a great shame of mine, I was using my Rode hypercardioid condenser microphone, which is a fantastic hypercardioid condenser microphone. It's USB, it plugs neatly into my phone, it works seamlessly, flawlessly, you plug it in, you talk into it, done. This is not a plug for Rode necessarily. This is just me saying they did an awesome job with this microphone. It sounds better, it's clearer, and it's warmer than many of its more expensive counterparts. All of its more expensive counterparts, really. It is surprisingly cheap for what it is. And yet, a person who is interested in film and sound design and recording arts, no, I'm cognizant, I'm aware that I need to use this like a hypercardioid condenser microphone and position it about here to be able to speak towards it and have it be used in the context for which it is designed. However, I treat it like my dynamic condenser mic here, and I hold it up to my mouth like this. And I have to talk loudly because I'm at a convention. So what happens? Its little pickup is completely overwhelmed. It overloads, and it does what we call peaking. And the only thing it's peaking at is my incompetence. So great embarrassment to me, my channel, Rode, GenCon, all of the people that I was talking to. It's absolute trash audio. You can still hear people. It's just, you'll be able to understand everything that everybody's saying, especially if you watch YouTube with subtitles. But it is super annoying how much this thing peaks out because I'm basically yelling into it and I've got it up here instead of out. Oh my goodness. I just had to get that little rant out. I want to be open and upfront about my failings. All right, so the next thing I want to say before I start all of this is, in the past, I have made comments here and there about maybe concerns that I have felt, and never saying that they were necessarily justified or warranted, just concerns that, this could be how it is. We know that we had unfortunate layoffs at Hasbro about a couple years back over the holidays, and what ended up happening was we lost somebody in the Avalon Hill professional space who was extremely engaged with the community, very boots on the ground, very open to talking to anybody and everybody and dropping hints and hand to shoulder, letting you know what was going on, and still respecting that sort of business line of, I can't talk about that, but, letting you know. One of the greats, not with the company anymore, and when that happened, we also saw that the famous Twitter Zargon disappeared. The person who was running that account, unfortunately, was also let go. Out of respect for the events at the con, I won't talk about the Discord, but we know that there was a strange aura in the Discord after that as well, right? The official Avalon Hill Discord, and there are reasons for that. So all of this, coupled with the fact that there was a fresh new Instagram account and everything almost seemed like it was too sterile all of a sudden, it had me concerned that we weren't having people really looking at the fans and people who were more of that boots on the ground type. I almost thought maybe we didn't have fellow nerds within the company anymore who were able to relate to what we were saying. And I'm extremely beyond pleased and over the moon that those were completely wrong, unwarranted, unfounded, and invalidated by the fact that everybody in the Avalon Hill crew is exactly of that nature. They are very field focused. They are listening to players. You'll see in the video who I talk to and who I get to meet, but you don't see so many more of the people that I meet immediately after the segment with Avalon Hill. Cameras off, I met Tess Hogan, I met Tori, I met Rob, who's in charge of all of the art for everything, the art guy, who gave me full permission to call him out whenever I'm like, what is this art? Rob, what are you doing? I met Tori, who was extremely kind and affirmed as assertively as possible that Avalon Hill are watching, they are listening to all the comments, they really do appreciate the feedback, and they gave the strong impression they would like to see that feedback continue. So that gave me a ton of hope, and everybody that I met was just so gosh darn down to earth and awesome and sincere. And I got to say a huge, huge thank you to Doug Hopkins, who was such a gracious and kind and excited host, showing me around and introducing me to the Avalon Hill crew. So I got to meet Craig and Patrick as well. All beautiful, stunning, amazing people. I can't forget about the awesome folks who were running the games. I did get to play a game of HeroQuest, which I have footage of upcoming. And the guy running that, the Zargon of that, I didn't catch his name. I didn't catch the gentleman at the end of my experience who was in the room with us in line to the Inspired By event. You guys were awesome too. Those guys were amazing. I do want to give a Joe Manganiello's Venom Dragon sized shout out and thank you, especially though to Doug Hopkins and to Tori, because they gave me pretty detailed feedback on this channel and what I do here and what they liked seeing out of that. It really let me know, it affirmed for me that I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right path, and I want to continue on that path. And especially, I appreciate the comments that I got from Tori about the level of detail. Well, Tori and Doug, actually, about the level of detail that I tend to go into about certain things. And it seems like the presentations work really well as well. Engaging. So I'm just kind of inflating my own ego at this point, but I appreciate that they were forthcoming with that feedback. And I guess I just want to immortalize my gratitude about that. But we're going to get into all of the rest of the video, so prepare your ears. I'm going to try to work on the audio as much as possible so you don't suffer any blowouts, and enjoy. And we will have a completely separate video that will go ahead and encapsulate everything. I'll just talk about it. I'll show all the swag and stuff. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to show you all the stuff that I got today, but I got stuff that I want to show you, and I want to talk about the journey there and the experience, and kind of reaffirm everything I said here and get all the really important bits together, and basically do a nice little recap that's not going to take a long time to go through. So maybe it'll get you interested in watching this bigger video at the end of that, but we'll do that in a few days. So for now, enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next exciting adventure. Until then, brave heroes, bye for now. Or this is the end of the episode. This is the beginning. All right, so. Good evening, good night, good morning. I don't know when you're going to see this, but good something, everybody. I'm Ash. I'm not home. I can't welcome you home, brave heroes. Slightly shaky heroes. I'm in my car because I'm heading to the best 4 days in gaming. That's GenCon in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's been a really nice trip so far. I only had one wrong turn, or actually a missed exit, I guess I should say. That wasn't my fault, and I'll get into that. But for now, I just wanted to say, I'm really excited to be at GenCon. I'm going to be there. I didn't exactly announce it in like a worldwide broadcast or anything. I talked about it on stream Sunday, which is a great reason not to miss my streams, by the way. They're few and far between, but don't miss them. And I'm going to be at GenCon on Thursday, most of the day. I've just got tickets for Thursday, and that's it. Then I'm going to head back home Thursday night, but I'm heading to Indianapolis now. Currently, it is Wednesday evening, and you'll have to pardon me. I got done with a bathroom break and grabbed a couple of jalapeno corn dogs at a Love's travel stop way far back here on glorious Highway 72, which is currently cutting through Illinois. I'm just past Decatur now, so I've got a little bit to go yet before I get there. But happily, I think I'm making okay time. I think I'm making decent time. I hope I am, anyways. And if you see me at GenCon, if you're going, absolutely say hi. I don't care how busy I look, because I do have that look about me in real life. I look like I am busy. Do not mess with me. I'm deep in thought. I'm plotting the assassination of the rival kingdom's emperor. Don't worry about it. Just say hi, Ash. I will acknowledge you, and I'll be more than happy to talk shop while we're there. So I'm going to bring my gear. I am bringing my gear, rather, and I'm hoping to get some good interviews in. I'm hoping to talk to complete random strangers about their Gen Con experience. I'm going to share mine with you, and I'm really hoping also to get some interview time in with some game developers. I know that there's going to be a handful of independent game developers there of different kinds, some of which I have already checked out their stuff. Like, I know Dark Tomb is going to be there. Then you've got larger, more well-known developers like Steam Forged Games. They're going to be there. I think they're in booth 2019. I'm going to try to go by Professor Dungeon Master's booth. I'm going to try to seek out anybody and everybody who looks familiar to me, which is admittedly not going to be a whole lot of people, but I really do hope to run into people that, have seen the channel or have frequented my little space on YouTube, and definitely want to say hi. I've got a whole bunch of goodies to hand out as well. I've got some stuff I got to figure out how to give away, because I'm not totally completely sure what the tests are going to be. But if we get into a conversation, don't be surprised if I just give you something. I've got a whole pack of stuff that I need to let go of, and what better way to do it than to give it to folks with whom I can become acquainted, or perhaps, if I'm fortunate, people who've watched the channel. And what better place to give games and gaming assets away than GenCon? So that's what we're doing. I unfortunately missed one of my exits earlier, and I said that wasn't my fault, but I just want to say this trip has been absolutely fine, except for that, and for the fact that it seems like Illinois funds 50% of their highway maintenance. And I say that because you'll travel down 5 miles of perfectly good highway, perfectly fine highway, traversable, very roll dice and walk your hero along it without any issues. And then 5 miles of completely untended highway, like the weeds are starting to grow out of the sides here, the shoulders of the road. And I don't understand it. There's also a lot of bumpy parts. It just doesn't make any sense. And then right back onto nice highway. Like, as soon as you think to really complain about it, like, what the heck, did people not pay their taxes? You're back on tended highway again. And it's 5 miles on, 5 miles off. And it drives me nuts, because I don't really care for all the shaking and bumping. But the other thing was, I was on a road, and I'm thinking mentally, as one does, once I get to this town A, I'll look for the highway. I'll see the exit signs. I'll get on the highway. and it'll be a straight shot. The Google Maps shows me more or less a straight shot from point A, which is town A, to point B, which is my destination in Indianapolis. It's gonna be very easy. It's gonna be set and forget. It's gonna be drive in a straight line. It's gonna be, I might as well take a little nap, give myself a little bit of a rest while my car does all the work. Wait, I don't have a self-driving car, I can't do that. Rats. But that is not at all how any of this worked. This has been a very keep your eyes open and pay attention and don't blink too many times, or you'll miss the fact that the road construction is turning the 3 lanes into 1 lane for a little bit, and the divots in the road that go whenever you drive onto them are going to be things that you have to drive on for a good half mile. It's been going on like that nonstop. And then the exit that I mentioned was saying, here's exit road 72. I'm already on 72. I don't need to take that exit, right? You're just saying that becomes another road, right? So I don't take it. I listen to my gut and I continue on, and the next sign that I see says that I'm still on 72, and I say to myself, Ash, you did good. You did the right thing. You listened to your gut and you did not take that exit, which was erroneous and bad. And then lo and behold, I see another one, and it says exit 72, 54, 55 north. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. You're not gonna fool me. And here we are back on the worst piece of road you've ever seen in your life. And I continue on. I pass the second exit and I continue driving, confident, hydrated, staying in my lane, moisturized, happy, healthy. And then the heartburn comes in as I see the next sign, which just says you're going north and there is no more 72. And I'm like, what? So that continues on for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes of nonstop north driving away from my road that I need to be on to get to my destination, adding time to my trip, generally stressing me out because this was not something that was made obvious on the pictures. What a lovely little town this is. You can see every single building from the highway. I see every suburban house from here. It's all angled diagonally. You see everything. My goodness. You could stand in your bedroom and just flash all the traffic coming by. I don't know why you'd want to do that or why you would even come up with such a weird idea, weirdos. But no, 10 minutes until I found where I could finally turn, get onto an overpass, take the overpass back, and go back the opposite way for another 10 minutes. So I've lost 20 minutes off my original plan. And there has been so much construction, so many little slowdown zones. And so it's been weird. But other than that, the trip has been absolutely fine. The view has been back and forth between like gorgeous and so-so. The so-so has been, I'm in the Midwest, so there's a lot of farmland. It's a lot of farm. It's a lot of land that's farm. If it's not soybeans, it's corn. Granted, the soybeans a little bit nicer because you can see farther, but then corn. But no, the various foliage that I'm driving past has been really nice. I've seen a lot of really, really pretty areas, tops of trees, fields, not just farmland, just like really pretty scenery. No valleys. Like, I live in a pretty valley-ish area, so I'm used to more hill, but that's just not happening here. And then you have like an overgrowth. Anyways, interesting. It's been interesting. I will film more once I get to my hotel, or perhaps before that point, depending on how interesting the trip is or if I have anything new to say. But for now, I'm going to bid you adieu. Again, if you see me at GenCon, say hi. It's just going to be Thursday. This is going to dictate whether or not this will be a yearly thing for me or not, because it's the first time I've ever gone. And honestly, it's taken a lot of spoons to prepare for this trip and to even let people know that I'm going, because I don't know. I kept thinking, well, do I just want to go for myself or do I want to go for the channel? And I actually want to do both. So I think I've managed to mentally compartmentalize a way for me to consider this a service to both myself as a lover of conventions and as a lover of board games and dungeon crawls and talking shop with fellow nerds, and also as a service to the channel where I get to actually show you an event and my participation of the event. I really hope that there's familiar faces to run into. Oh, and if you're not going to GenCon, if you're overseas and can't make it, or if you're in the States and still can't make it, you can watch the video that I have and think of it like an unboxing and overview of the GenCon experience from my perspective. That may be how I treat it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. Okay, I think DJ Khaled is like the state engineer, civil engineer or something, because there's another construction zone. It's just another one, followed by another one, another one. Look at this crap. One lane. It's one lane for traffic and one lane for cones. And those cones aren't moving. They're not using the lane. Why are we giving them a whole lane? Are they just traveling super slow? Because like that would make sense. But like, I don't know, I've seen boulders on SpongeBob travel faster than this. It happened again. This town smells like butt. It smells like farts. I'm going through Urbana, Illinois, and my highway just like ceased to exist, and suddenly I was like, okay, there's construction, more construction. Oh, we're slowing down. Stoplight? A stoplight? No, not exactly. Not exactly a stoplight. Finally, my beloved 74. It's nice to meet you. We're going east to Danville. Probably could have shaved off quite a bit of time on my trip if I had just paid a little bit more attention to how 72 does cease to exist. It doesn't go all the way. At some point, I need to be on 74 and then continue my trip that way. And if 72 does continue to exist, well, I certainly wasn't able to take advantage of its continuance because of all of the construction and exits that were blocked off. So I ended up going straight through Urbana, college town. Pretty place, kind of big actually, but lots of stoplights, lots of 30-mile-an-hour speed limits. Buses, I like buses. I probably could have just like stopped and taken the bus through the town and it would have been faster, but I can't complain. The speed limit is 70 again, so there we go. 70 miles an hour. That's, I don't know how many kilometers, about 110-ish, 115 maybe kilometers an hour for those of you across the pond. That's how fast we must travel. I'm not sure I'm going to take the same way back. I'm not totally sure yet. I may have options. I may not have to take the exact same route back, or I could do a little bit better at planning the routes. Maybe keep my GPS on and telling me what directions to take. Just pick the route and then stick to it, because, Chief, this has not been it. It's cornfields, by the way. We're back to cornfields. Cornfields. Eastern Illinois, going to Indiana. Cars, bobbing and weaving precariously close to one another, but you won't get me. I've got eyes everywhere. I've got eyes in the back of my car, and I'll tell the police they were in the car when I bought it. The sunlight is being very intrusive now. The sunlight does not want me to have fun. The sunlight does not want me to document my findings, my observations on this high priority mission. The sunlight effectively is telling me never to attempt this again, because if I cannot observe, I cannot learn, and if I cannot learn, I cannot apply my mistakes and the other things that I have learned to my next occurrence of the same thing that I'm doing. I think what I'll do is, at some point, I'll go ahead and take the time to get my GPS turned on and my location applied to Google Maps so that it can give me the proper directions to get to where I need to go for my stay. Maybe staying overnight in Indianapolis, fairly close to the convention, thanks to a little mix-up that the booking agency that I dealt with had. They allowed me to book a room for a lodging that could not accommodate my reservation because they were already completely booked. I don't know how that happens in the year of our Lord 2025. You'd think with all of the technology that has advanced and all of the humans that have failed using the technology that we would not have these problems. But there you go. And that is why Hotels.com very graciously comped me the difference between the motel that I paid for and the hotel that I'm going to stay at, which is substantially nicer. So I have to thank Hotels.com, although I don't remember going through them at all. I remember going to Booking, but these travel agencies and booking agencies and hotels, they all have a very complex, complicated, very convoluted relationship, and I just can't help but feel like they're all dirty. They've all got the same STD. I really wish I could just contact a hotel directly, perhaps go on the World Wide Web and access their website to see what bookings they have and say, yes, I would like one booked room for one person that has one bed, and I would like to stay for one night. But alas, for some reason, things be weird. Anyway, I'm very thankful for that mix-up because I'm getting to stay at a nicer place. So, it was going to be out of my budget, but now it's not because I don't have to pay for it. It's more money that I can spend on games and or merch or other memorabilia. Sorry, the traffic is loud all around me, and the Rode mic is doing its best, and I'm sure that it's peaking out from time to time, so I do apologize for the audio. This is not a very quiet vehicle, so the microphone's actually doing a lot of heavy lifting. It'll do a lot better at the convention, I think. I'm also going to be taking a GoPro that I got specifically for the convention. You're going to see the GoPro strapped around my chest. I'm going to get a lot of footage that way, and it's going to overheat quite a bit because that's what they do, I have come to find. And for no good reason, because the footage really isn't that impressive. In fact, honestly, the video that I'm filming right now looks a lot better in the preview than anything I've seen on the GoPro preview, and the GoPro preview looks exactly like the export. So, I don't know, we'll see, because the lighting situation there is going to be a lot different than the tests that I've done with the GoPro so far. So it could just be a matter of not enough light, because light is your best friend when you are recording. It is seriously the most important thing. I mean, duh, light is the reason that photography can exist to begin with. Otherwise, what are you taking pictures of? In the dark? Then how are you seeing them? In the dark? Looking at 2D rectangles, which are 2D shapes. So I'm gonna stop now. I finally made it to my destination. This is the Wyndham at Windgate. Windgate at Wyndham? And there's a dog barking somewhere. It's fantastic. They comped me nearly $100, and I can hear a dog barking in the hallway. So, it's an interesting room. I mean, it's very fancy. The unfortunate part is I won't get to upload my video like I wanted ahead of time because their internet is down. So, no wireless, no Wi-Fi. I have to rely on my internet data, and I can't really upload high fidelity videos with my mobile data. But I'll give you a little tour while we're offline and just show you this stuff, and I'll upload it later. We got a shower with no door. It's interesting. So it's one of those rooms where the entire room is kind of the shower. We have fancy sink. We have my makeup removal wipes. Nearly empty box of tissues. Needlessly fancy chrome faucet. Speckly countertop. I mean, I kind of appreciate that. That's kind of cool. A lighted mirror. That's pretty neat. Look at these. We've got soaps. Easy access. Shower head. Yeah, we're gonna try that out a little later. Hair dryer. I need that. Lots and lots of towels. It's a clean bathroom. Oh, I'm fine with that. Barn door. Choice is a little weird. I guess that's a thing that people do now. Don't know about lights. Oh, here they are. Yeah. We got a little coffee station going on here. It's cozy. Coffee, tea, what do we got? We got fresh coffee. We got some decaf. I might have. We got some Lipton tea. We got sugar and creamer. Cute little Keurig. 4 cups. We have a fridge and a microwave. There's nothing in those. We have the coat rack. We've got the ironing board. Hotels. Save your time and resources. You don't need to put the ironing board in nobody's using it. Who out there is using an ironing board in their hotel in 2025? We have fire protection. Picture. I don't know what that's of. We have office space where I could do editing if only I were going to edit on my laptop, which I now cannot use to remote to my PC at home. We've got shoes. Those are all of my luggage, keys, and so on. The ice bucket. The chair. The other chair. The bed. The bed. Honestly, I'm not completely opposed to just going to sleep. It's been kind of a unintentional, unexpected, exhausted kind of day. But I'm not going to go to sleep yet. I gotta shower. I gotta pack things into bags in a more appropriate way. I stuffed all three of my bags full there, and I need to reorganize and resituate stuff and make it to where one of those bags just has my gear and my giveaways and some space for things that I buy at the con. I'm not going to fit everything at the con, you noisy AC. I'm not going to fit everything that I buy at the con into that bag. I'll probably make some trips out to my car and stuff, but I would like for it to be a convenience. But anyways, that's my room tour. Got my TV, which I don't think I'm going to be watching any TV tonight. I don't think I'm going to have time. I think I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, probably noticed the creepy optional door. I opened it, and it led to another door, which looked the exact same as mine on the other side. So it's one of those, you could share a room with your neighbor kind of deal. I don't know. I don't like that. I've never liked that. It doesn't feel secure. It feels creepy. But it's okay. This bed is super comfortable. Can't believe, out of all the hotels that they could have got me, they got me the one that does not have Wi-Fi. Everything happens for a reason, so I'm not gonna whine about it too much. I'm not gonna do too much whinging. But it's still really irritating because I had plans and I can't do any of that stuff now. And I'm not going to use my mobile data for all that stuff either. So we have a Sam's Club right across the road, but it's not in range, so it doesn't count, unfortunately. Anywhoosh, I'm going to get back to it. I will see you at the convention tomorrow, maybe. Well, it's the day of the convention, and it's 7:10, so I'm off to go drive to my Spot Hero reserved parking space and grab my will call tickets, and just had a spot of breakfast after I've ingested various forms of wheat and sugar, which was not wise whatsoever. I'm ready to depart after I have had some coffee. I will see you soon. And by soon, I mean like right now. Quite a few people out in the lobby. I see quite a few. There were like, I don't know, a total of 10 across the different tables and getting food from the complimentary breakfast. And you could tell that several of them are going to GenCon. They're here for the event. It's no surprise whatsoever. In fact, I ended up booking the same hotel as home of HeroQuest fans Kurgan and Bourbon and Board Games Ribby. They are here, or maybe not, actually. That might be actually at the con. Whatever. Well, I slept very comfortably. It is a very big bed. The pillows are very comfortable. I told my wife Well, it is the day of the convention. Good morning. What a dreary, cloudy, rainy, wet day it is. But I tell you, it's okay. I ended up booking the same hotel as Bourbon and Board Games' Ribby and home of HeroQuest fans Kurgan. And this was a strange coincidence because I didn't book this hotel originally. This was comped and chosen for me. So that's fun. You could tell that there were a lot of people going to GenCon. There were maybe 12 people in the complimentary breakfast area, and they were dressed for the occasion. I mean, there were lanyards. There were people literally with bags that said GenCon on them walking out. So this must be a popular spot for convention goers. Anyways, after I have the rest of my coffee and freshen up, I will be all ready to go to my Spot Hero reserved parking spot and walk the advertised 3 minutes to GenCon for the first time. I wanted to show you this mirror though. It puts rectangles in my eyes. It makes me slightly, I don't know, lizard-like? Lizards have square? Goat-like. No, wait. Made it to a place called the Circle Mall, and it is from here that I will be going to GenCon. I parked in the red garage. This kind gentleman told me that my costume was sick, and so we took pictures of each other's costumes. I finally made it. Jeez freaking Louise, the will call line took longer than the trip from Missouri to Indiana. But I ran into this dice goblin, of all people. The party, no campaigns, any dice, helps. Pelor bless you.
Pelor bless you all.
We've been blessed by Pelor. Sir, you've been bestowed with a set of dice, courtesy of AshQuest. I hope you'll check out the channel sometime.
Certainly. Thank you, AshQuest.
Thank you. May Sigmar ignore whatever dice goblin nonsense you've got going on the rest of the day. Okay, this event is way busier than I thought it would be. After offloading my first giveaway to the dice goblin, I'm just kind of deciding to wander around a bit, get my bearings, maybe find a map, which I could just get online. I'm remembering that I ran out of data, but I was able to get onto the convention center Wi-Fi, which is free, and something that I was actually counting on. Learning through games and simulations. That looks promising. I will trade you 1 sheep for 5 wood. Why 5 wood? Because my sheep is very big, and it is very orange. I don't know why, don't ask questions. I do not know what's going on with this. Rune Dragon prize. Amazing. 3D printed dice towers. Lovely. Except for that one. Still don't know what that is. Prize of some sort. Alright, just got done talking to lovely presenter of educational product. Got oddly quiet over here. Like extra self-conscious now. I would say these upper floors are probably a lot more low-key. It's probably like not a whole lot going on up here, so I'm going to find where to go to get to where things are going on. It's a bathroom. I finally did it. I finally found some HeroQuest. Okay, so maybe that's not quite what I was after. But this booth still looks really cool. This is celebrating 50 years of Glorantha. I made it to the inside of this sort of overpass that they have draped this giant wall scroll. Thank you. Wonder if they'd let me take it home. I'll drape it over my house. It was at the Weston Hotel across the Sky Bridge that a very kind GenCon authority figure helped me by giving me the pictures of these maps that I could take with my phone so I could reference them later on during my travels. Alright, I finally know where I'm going. I finally have a map and a plan to get there, so we're gonna head over to Hall D. Thanks very much to the Weston headquarters lady for giving me all the maps and all the info I need. Now I'm equipped to handle this event. Easily the coolest thing I have seen here. Who did the art for that? Who did the art for this? This is awesome. This unmoving line to my right is the merch line, and I've been walking for a full minute. That is just the line to get to the merch, and there's the end of it, so far. I finally found where I'm supposed to be. The huge board game, tabletop role-playing game, everything game hall. It's all here. Doubtless, it's only a matter of seconds before I find the Avalon Hill booth. It was only like 2 seconds. So here I go. Wish me luck. So I didn't find Kurgan or Ribby or anybody yet, but I found somebody, slightly, I guess he would be a good substitute. This is Doug Hopkins, I think. Somebody called him a Yeti several years ago, and he hasn't let go of it, so I'm here to console him and make sure everything's okay. Are you all right, Doug?
Are you okay? I'm okay. I'm all right. Okay. It's okay.
Okay. It's awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you. Not nearly as excited as I am to see you. So, yeah. Well, that's it. What's going on?
Play HeroQuest.
HeroQuest.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Nice.
And for whatever else you've got going on. Betrayal, Talisman, looking for people to talk to, see if I can get more information about upcoming stuff, see if there's anything anybody wants to drop hints on, if that's a possibility.
I mean,
if not,
I can't wait to watch this video at the end of the con and see what...
at the end of the con? Sunday end of the con?
Are you posting it now?
Thursday?
Are we live?
We're not live.
Okay.
Oh, you mean this video?
Yeah. Or the recap.
I can't
GenCon
wait.
recap video.
I'm only here Thursday.
Okay.
So it'll
put
go
the
up.
GenCon recap video up here somewhere. Does that help?
That probably helps since I'm the editor.
Oh, nice.
So
Hi, editor.
we'll be watching this recap. It was a journey from Missouri to get here, and half of the roads were. Well, I wouldn't advise it. It was worse than slogging through a dungeon of 10 body point ogres. So
they have 10?
we all have our things we hang on to. And we can all forgive and let go.
Send help. Send help.
No, half the roads were like under construction, and there were a lot of detours and a lot of lane closures, and it was nuts. But we're here,
part of
so
my dread plan.
yeah, I figured. Everything I've complained about for the last 2 days is Doug Hopkins' fault. You heard it. I have evidence. Now thousands know it, or dozens, whoever watches my stuff.
Literal legions.
Legions. I'm here. What do we got going on? We got a lot of stuff. Do we have a lot to expect in the next couple of days?
We need to go off camera, and I can show you all the.
We can do that. So, sorry, this is a VIP only. Dude, here the convention is super busy. There are so many people. I'm walking around with Doug. He's been super awesome and just platinum. Super nice dude. He's introducing me to all kinds of Avalon Hill folks like Rob and Taft and Tori. And it was really amazing to meet them. And then somebody actually tapped me on the back and said, "Hey, I know you." And it was this guy who's been watching the channel a lot, but hasn't commented a single time. But it was really nice to meet you. You get some swag? What'd you get? What did you get out of my mystery box? You got some minis.
Ash was very kind and generous. Said this was my prize for being the first person to recognize him who wasn't a paid employee of Avalon Hill.
That's exactly what I told him to say. But I didn't pay him. Well, I gave him the minis. Never mind that.
And that's Rob Champ.
We have 3 people in one place. We've got bourbon and board games. We've got Home of HeroQuest fans. And we've got Rob Champ. All hanging out at the same table. I don't know what's up with that. Where do you find all these people in the same place? You're looking at Avalon Hill's booth, and they've got some really cool stuff presented out here. Not the least of which, in fact, the most of which, if I do say so myself, is Joe Manganiello's dragon statue. It's enormous. But for those of you who are looking at Talisman, we'll look at that dragon here in just a second. We've got a really cool set of miniatures for Call of the Hunt, which is the first Nemesis type expansion. And we have a microphone cable hanging in the way. We'll zoom in. We have an amazing boar, huge horn tusks, almost had horns. All of our regular Talisman presentations here. We go over to the other side, and we've got Sanibel coming spring 2026. If you need a better look at those components, maybe this is the kind of game you might find yourself playing on a rainy day. We've got Cosmo Lancer stuff going on. Down here we've got Life and Reterra going on. Then we've got our HeroQuest booth, of course. We might take a real close look at the quest setup here, but it looks like it's pretty much just a normal First Light quest. No hidden clues, nothing in here to kind of clue us in on what's coming next. But Joe Manganiello's dragon, one of the coolest things here, rightfully the centerpiece of this whole presentation, along with, of course, our expert game designer Joe Manganiello's photo. So there is that. The figure was painted by Jennifer McDonough. It's awesome. It is so cool. I'm gonna be honest, this is actually like, if I could get the sculpt, even for a high price, I very likely would. So freaking neat. Probably the coolest HeroQuest thing I have seen from this re-release. I know I give Venom a lot of crap, and that miniature of Venom looks really good too. The miniature of Venom looks really good too. They give Venom a lot of crap for his pose and all that, but that sculpture there, that redeems the whole thing. So many people here. Got about 15 minutes before I need to hit up the Avalon Hill booth again. Freaking awesome Age of Sigmar giant sprue. I want to take this home. Base and all. Stormcast Eternal sculpts. That's so cool. That's amazing. We got some kill team stuff going on here. The train looks beautiful. I'm not pointing the camera at the train at all. It just felt like 7 or 8 people from Avalon Hill. They're so amazingly nice, all of them. I got a better insight as to what Rob does. He's basically in charge of getting all of the art managed, approved. I use the term art director, but that wasn't quite what he is now. We've got looks like we got a bit of a food court up here, so I'll definitely be returning to this section later. Free play, no registration required on some of this stuff. It's super nice to see. So it ends up being very accessible. I try to walk around and head up looking at some of these presentations, large models and signs, before I get sucked back into. These are beautiful. Beautiful. Is this Massive Darkness? This looks like it could be Massive Darkness. Yeah, I believe it is, because of the fan service miniatures combined with the horror aesthetic. I've never played Massive Darkness, but my goodness, it has me sold on aesthetic. So I can't stay still for too long. I don't know if this is okay, but it's kind of worth getting kicked out for if it's not. Got gaming tables that way, not going that way. We have a huge crowd of people that way, going to avoid that as much as possible. Go ahead and start heading back to the Avalon Hill section, kind of meander around there for a while. This experience is quite a bit different than what I thought it would be. It's busier, it's more hectic, it's louder. I don't know what I expected from an event that poises itself to be the best 4 days in gaming, but I should have known better, and now I know. For one generic ticket, you can walk up and play Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. One generic ticket, and I could possibly learn how to play Age of Sigmar. I'm going to ask him where Underworlds is. If you don't have a tech priest running your game at 40k, are you even playing 40k?
A little harder, right here. On your turn, you're going to use your Hero Slammer to slam your opponent's health. Correct response. If you flip them over, take over to win. So each hero has a two unique effects that you're going to choose. You're going to choose which one to use at the start of the game. There's a catch side or a passive side. Catch is when you hit it and catch it in midair. You're going to do a powerful effect. It's hard to do though, so we're not going to do that. So passive tells you on there. So Shadow Thief, yours is when you're attacked, you flip and call twice. If you're right both times, you're going to dodge all damage. Go in the shadows. You're a barbarian, you're just going to kill it. So flip and call is just the same as the heads and tails, which I'll do right now to see who goes first. So I'll let you decide. I'm going to flip, say catch or passive.
Okay, passive.
Passive. So you're right, so you will go first.
Okay. And I just slam him?
Yeah, so me, I slam like this. You can slam like this. You can slam like this. You can slam like this.
You can slam like this.
There's a couple damage, high damage. So then we just refill the damage.
I'm good. I'm good.
Good? We'll go ahead and get started.
All right.
Every great adventure begins in a tavern. The city is occupied by enemy forces, and as you enjoy your downtime between quests, you hear the drunken ramblings of a jolly gnome singing tales of a crypt buried in the Marsh of Sorrows. That was the last resting place of an ancient weapon of dwarven make. The gnome produces a map from his pouch and offers a share in the reward to you if you can help him find it. At that very moment, the gnome screams out and falls forward onto your table. Then a goblin with a long bloody knife smiles a toothy grin and says, "I'll be taking that." And with that, we get started by setting up the board.
So much for sharing with the gnome. Drunken bar fight. Let's go.
Once it escalates with bloody knives, it might be a little more than a drunken bar fight.
You're going to end up being first, Rob, so you might as well keep some dice by you.
Gang fight. I got mine.
There we go.
Oh, you got your talisman dice?
Now, what are the two bigger
got
ones?
last year.
Orcs. Gotcha.
Oh, that's right. I got some too, yeah.
Okay.
So there's no stair. We're at the table.
There's one door.
Over there. Oh shit! Sorry. I got 9.
9.
dwarf. I'll move one space over to that little. Actually, you know what? Bring me right over to the orc. I'm going
There
with
you
the
go.
guy right off the ridge. One. Strong one.
Oh.
A weak one. Drink it.
All right, we're gonna play a little more safe. Restab.
Think you can handle him?
Easily. Watch and learn. Mike, you see?
Dead.
Oh!
Dead.
And then kicks the corpse into the fireplace. That is one dead goblin.
Right. Most excellent. 3.
Let's show this short thing how it's done. Okay. Alright, you got him.
Oh, 1 BP orcs. Love them. What's going on? I can't be the only one not getting kills. The barbarian jumps over the table, gets in front of the goblin, says, you'll do.
12 to 6.
I need 1 more, please. Thank you, sir. Of course. I've had a few too many ales. He misses completely.
And it is now my go. Goblin is going to retaliate on the barbarian. Nice.
Left him alive on purpose. Wanted to see how. Ow, the knee. May I have a writing utensil?
Yes.
Lapicero, por favor. Okay. Down to 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the smart goblin. He's taking the wizard. That goblin is coming over at you.
I trained the training staff.
The goblin's not doing much.
Sorry, you're the elf. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Orc is coming at the elf.
Well, given he killed the other orc, that makes sense.
Double block.
Ouch! That hurt.
And Goblin is going to come right there and just to decide who is getting hit between the elf and the barbarian. Evens or odds? You.
You didn't look damaged enough. Good.
Damn!
Ow.
I'm dying here.
Back to the top of the round.
I will just move one over to attack
He's on the table. You gotta cut his legs off.
You gonna get him while he's dancing? He's having a good time.
One.
It's a low blow.
Got it.
Got him.
I'm gonna use. No, I'm not.
Don't waste it on goblins.
We're gonna stab. Or we're gonna smack. I can't really stab. No, never mind. But you know what? I'll move. Hightailing it out of there.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can dispatch this goblin. One. Got it.
You got him.
He's dispatched.
It's your chance to redeem yourself.
Barbarian's looking around, kind of embarrassed, but still like reeling from all the ale. It's like, because I'm a drunk. It's not my fault. But you. He's crossing his eyes now, trying to make one goblin out of the two that he sees. I don't know why I rolled those, because he's not. He'll go ahead and stumble around him. He'll get himself between the two. He's not scared. He's a little worried about his reputation. Got him.
You definitely got him.
That's how it's done.
Okay.
Tiny dwarf.
Back to me. This goblin.
It's the backstab. The goblin has to go for the backstab.
Yep. You are absolutely right. Going for the barbarian.
Not too far.
Okay, I'm going to 10. Let's go and look down this way.
You got enough?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess not. Almost enough. There is an orc around the corner.
Got like, oh,
There.
smell them. You might
There's
have
an orc all the way down here. And there is a closed door right there.
Well, I didn't make it to look down, so I can't see them, can I?
You can look around the corner.
Oh, damn. Okay, then let me try to attack.
You can't attack diagonally.
Oh!
not unless you got the short staff.
All right. How did I get behind everybody again?
Good question.
1, 2, 3, and that's all I can do. So I'm just stumbling through.
This is gonna hurt.
Now that there's an enemy on the field, orc is coming up to attack you.
Oh, we can't get to it.
Whack one. Take the other. Bringing me down to 2.
You're down to 2 already?
I've been getting the crap kicked out of me.
I'll heal you this next round.
Oh, thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other orc will just hang out right there.
Nobody has a ranged weapon, do they?
Even then, I don't
Spells.
think they can use it.
Yeah.
I'll hit the deck. Oh, it doesn't matter in this case.
I'll use it through the elf. I don't care.
You're not the barbarian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just in front of the wizard.
We're leapfrogging.
A classic party train.
We'll heal up
Thank you.
for 4. It should take you to max, I think.
Yep,
You're gonna need it.
I know. Retreat! Discretion is the better part of valor!
Attack and then
Oh,
run.
I'll attack first, then run.
Okay.
Like, I'm out of here.
Damn!
You will not attack first.
I will, I'll just attack
I think,
poorly.
in retrospect, leaving first is right.
Okay, show us how
All
it's
right,
done.
I'll show you how it's done. He leaps over everybody in one amazing, impressive leap and proceeds to land exactly one skull, which does not at all
I
land.
don't know about those guys.
It must have been the way I leapt that made it so predictable and easy to dodge.
Guess so.
Okay. It is now my go. The orc is going to take the swing on the only one they can, the barbarian. 2 hits.
2 blocks.
Ow.
2 shocks to the system. Barbarian's down to 3.
I think I should probably use my healing spell.
That's probably not a bad idea.
The other orc can't do anything because his buddy's in the way, so it's back.
What a nice Sargon.
Say, hang back.
For future rounds.
It's usually how I run D&D.
I'd
So.
say hang back so he can move up and heal the barbarian.
Yeah.
And I will put,
You could fry one of the orcs.
I can't go through him. But I could buff him. Give him some courage.
It's a courage.
There you go.
I have courage.
Okay. And
Liquid courage.
Liquid courage. There it is.
That's the problem. I've been trying to sober up. I should just drink more.
be next to it.
You gotta move up. Line of sight.
Well, can't you guys get out of the way?
We could.
Why would he want to?
Isn't there a secret door you can duck your head into?
Heal 4.
Thank you so much.
Over. Like just
Turn it.
turn.
Uh,
Perfect.
Drinking my liquid courage, and I am so incredibly ready to destroy this thing.
So you get some more?
I have 5 now. Wah!
Okay, he's dead.
Yeah, come on. There we go.
There.
Please. He could have conceivably survived. That would have
We
been.
need to reshuffle our party order so the barbarian goes first.
So, my go. Orc is going to take his spot there and swing on our barbarian.
Why would you want to do that? Rude.
Ow!
Block.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like that extra courage really, that liquid courage really gave me the smarts. I know what I'm doing now. In that case, this orc's going down too. Kill streak! Kill streak!
That orc is gone, which means now that there's no enemies, that is gone.
Worth it.
I'll move, actually. I will move 1 space and 2 space. Yeah, okay. I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
You can get into the room if you want.
There we go. Let's see. Who else wants to do door strategy?
I don't have the staff yet, so it's not good.
No, just a bunch of round robining.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bunch of round robin.
The elf in the gap.
Falls right into the gap.
And we'll have to wait to send the dwarf in first.
I open the door.
No, the enemies will get their turn.
Okay, you can attack
The
first.
good news is there is no enemies.
That's surprising. It's awful big for a closet.
I've seen bigger.
I found like 3 or 4. I don't know. Where is Joe? He's not walking around. You guys got an inside with him?
He would get mauled.
Okay.
He walks around the whole.
So there's no one in there. You can find a table in there. Here? Anything else?
I'm gonna move inside. I'm just gonna go right into the very front of the doorway, actually, and I'm gonna search for secret doors.
There's no secret door.
All right, that concludes my turn.
Where did you search for?
Secret doors.
I'll search for trash.
No traps.
I would have thought a dwarf would have searched for treasure.
That falls to me.
Apparently so.
The wizard.
After all, why shouldn't it fall to the wizard?
Why not? Treasure. It's gonna be a one of
We've got a tank wizard. You can handle it.
Use magic.
That good.
Yeah.
I was manifesting monster.
That's why the wizard should search for treasure.
Taking point.
Well, just let me. There we go.
I know now what I must do. Kill the elf. 1, 2,
I
3,
healed
4,
you.
5, 6. Oh, that was you?
Yes.
I thought that was the liquid courage. I opened the door.
You open the door
Okay.
and you see what is inside.
Lots of bad guys.
2 orcs.
Lots of dead bad guys.
Oh, there.
Secrets.
Secret tunnel.
He's double GM screened. You'll see nothing.
See 2 orcs and a goblin.
That's just it's the end of our hero's turn. Do they get to act first?
Actually, I only moved, and I still have movement left. So I'm gonna walk in here, and I don't know what you guys are doing in here with that goblin, or who you are, or who I am, but I'm going to attack you, and I'm gonna kill you. Maybe. I do. Crunch to,
Yes, you do.
too astounded by my speech to even defend.
Okay. That means it's my go. Goblin is gonna on this side.
Like I said, we need to enter our party.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9er.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look this way. Look that way.
You find a dread warrior right on the corner there.
Oh, is that about empty rooms?
8, 9.
Wow.
Go for it.
I mean, might as well get one in.
Tink. Hammered. Help! Help! You can hear someone calling for help.
Where's those at?
I mean,
Make one.
It'd be great if you weren't standing in the way. Fastest draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tag damage.
It's our Dread Warrior's turn.
Oh man.
And he's rolling the full amount.
The full Monty. Oh, he's very good at it too.
He's had practice.
Alas, the 4-elf.
Blocked one of them, but took 3.
Is that half your health?
He cut me in half. Almost.
Almost. Ooh.
Got to the spine and stopped right there.
Okay then. That hurt.
Wow.
Dwarf.
Yeah.
Come on.
8.
Goes to the office.
6, 7, 8.
Hit him.
Actually, I have a different one.
Hit him before you run.
Oh, nuts! I was gonna cast my pass through rock and get back, but that's so horrible.
You might not make it. Really solid.
Nuts! I should have drank my speed first. Well, I'm in big trouble.
Well, once you're out of the way. Oh.
You should have taken that portion of speed I offered you.
Well, I'm going to have to roll a 12 to actually make this work.
Roll to move first. You should have taken that portion of speed I offered.
Let's go. Snake on boxcars. Oh, well, hey. It did exactly what I told it to. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
It said you want a snake eye and a boxcar? I give you both.
Oh, dear.
Coming at the out.
Oh.
Well, that helps.
There you go.
Yeah, well, but not much.
Actually survived it.
Down to 1. Ew!
It survived.
I know that feeling.
Coming for you. I want some action. Alright, be right down there.
There we go.
Take a swing. 1.
Got him. He's wounded.
But
You are
now,
not points.
You don't have to have a point.
I really want to hit him
you
with
have his
Genie, but I
attention.
can't see him.
Well, that's what I want to know. He is short as hell. Does he really walk around the site, or can the wizard see over?
Sargon's call.
By mechanics, he blocks the site.
Your mechanics.
The dwarf
he
gets
holds his
sensitive
axe high.
The
He's
dwarf
too
is
proud to
sensitive
lower.
about those
I'm
powers.
wearing platform boots, if that counts. Well,
Dwarf gets a little
Any
touchy.
buff
With
I
stuff
can
you give anybody.
would it be worth me putting Veil of Mist on Ash, and then he could maybe go through him and
That's a good plan. I like that plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
all sides? That's if he gets enough movement.
If I can roll a 7,
That's true.
that's an average. It's kind
All
of
right,
a
we'll
safe
get Veil of
bet.
Mist on. Have you seen that one?
How many body points does he have?
Print your own cards and bring
My water spells are
Red Warrior?
depleted.
3.
What's his move?
7.
We're not going to play tag with him.
Just kill him.
It's a slaughter either way.
That's another hit.
Another wound. Okay, I'm drinking that second potion of speed. That'll work. 1, 2. Do I see anything?
Another Dread Warrior.
Why? Why?
drinking with the elf again.
Yeah, he gets in trouble.
This did not go well. It really did. To be fair, I did not expect there to be so many Dread Warriors.
Yeah.
No! The plan has failed.
I'm right behind you, Dwarf.
Dread Warriors turn, and
I'll avenge you when you
I
die.
attempt to finish you off.
Why am I not shocked? There
Again
goes
with the black
the
die.
head rolling down the hallway.
excited.
He drops this, so someone can pick it up.
No, I drank it so I could get away from this
You have
Dread
two.
warrior.
You have two.
I drank it before to get the
Get all the way
gavel.
down the hallway.
All right.
That did not go well.
Wow.
The other Dread Warrior.
Myself.
This Dread Warrior is actually going to move out of the way.
Yeah, no,
Oh, should I move so you can attack him?
I could throw the dagger.
I'll get out of the way. I was gonna like guard, but go for it.
Can't move now.
Oh, can't move
You
now.
lose it though once you.
I think it's worth it, but it's up to you.
If he moves,
If
yeah.
everyone's at one.
Should I just throw my dagger at him? Just a Hail Mary.
It's dramatic.
I mean, I don't know what's left after this. I'm getting pretty low here.
Go ahead, throw it.
Ah, screw it.
Damn. You went like this. You went.
Threw it backwards.
Well, there's only one thing to do.
Kill the orc.
Pointy end.
You always get a minimum of one, even if you're unarmed.
No.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm not well. Okay, I am gonna move one space. So
There might be treasure in there. There's a
I'm
lot
done.
of
I'll let
fruit.
somebody else search.
11.
I'll step in one.
Searching it.
Step in.
For traps. Yep.
There is no traps in here.
That's good.
That means it can make eye contact.
The question is there something in the quest notes, or I'm gonna have to draw off that deck?
That is a good question. What do you think?
I'm gonna risk it.
It's a central room.
It's gotta have something,
Gotta
right?
have something
All the
great.
Treasure. Come on.
Oh.
And I've got all the gold.
Where is it?
I didn't see you draw a card.
I don't know.
Look,
I
it's
gotta
an
palm
orc.
that one.
Right there.
No.
I'll prepare a place for you.
Thank you. Receive me. Here it comes. Miss them all. Miss them all.
Two.
It's possible. I could string another victory here. It's
Welcome
not
to my
possible.
world.
How do you die? How do you go out?
I pee myself.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. You're dead too.
I guess my job is barbarian's job is never done.
Nope.
Dot.
Not till he is.
I'll step widely over you and
It's a long
poke him with the pointy end one more time.
Got
There we
him.
go.
Got him.
That's it.
Okay, you two might want to leave now.
I don't know. I could search for treasure later now.
You can do it.
Oh, what do we want to do? Do we want to
Go away, leave.
I haven't.
exit or go
I mean, we either exit and then yay, and then we never play again, or
We go for
we
it.
go out.
In a blaze of glory.
We've got one closed door here. We've got.
I'd like to go to that door if I can.
There you go. Okay,
You open the door, and you will see.
Joining us soon.
That's not a bad idea.
barbarians go out fighting.
That's the first time I think I've almost used all the spells.
Oh, it's good.
Pretty incredible. That's the
Pretty
thing.
challenging.
You always think you need to save them, and then the quest's over.
Yeah, that happens more times than I can
And
count.
then you've never used any of them. So you might as well just use
No, you use every useful one before you die. That's good. And you can through your dagger.
every last little bit.
I don't like that he has to search for the.
You're looking for the
Yeah,
dragon?
that's a good sign.
He's looking for the dragon.
Yes. Oh, the alchemist's desk.
And then also in there,
A dragon.
2 goblins.
That's enough to kill them.
I'll
him.
step in one and I'll attack that goblin.
Juliet's
That's a
dead.
kill.
Yep, that goblin is dead.
No doors?
Kill shot. It's a kill shot.
All right. Barbarian.
No doors?
Rolling the black.
No doors.
Don't roll those black. There's no good.
Yeah.
Get those out of here.
I need to roll
They're
an
made
8
of evil.
or got
There you
it.
go.
That does it.
Going up here. I'm really tired, but I'll poke this one last monster. Poked.
Oh, you
There it
did.
is. Finally. No other doors?
He would have.
No doors.
Wow.
Oh, but there's an alchemist desk there.
There
Has to be
might be
treasure.
something. There could be a secret door.
I'll search for secret doors.
There is no secret doors.
I search for traps.
Treasure.
I'll search for treasure.
Damn it.
Come on, Joe.
Sigmar.
Does that kill him?
I don't know.
Oh, it's one. You're still alive.
Okay, now it might be a good time to leave.
We do have one more closed door.
We do?
2 of them. Actually, 3 of them.
Well, we know where those lead, right?
You don't know
Those
what
lead
guards
to
are there
safety,
either.
to being forgotten by history. Glory awaits you here.
That's right.
I still got movement, right?
I didn't feel particularly glorious when they were so
I did.
7, 8, 9.
See, he's lame again.
Unthreatened movement. Implement it on the fly.
I don't feel threatened anyway.
4. I'd wait for the barbarian.
Go right there.
I will.
What time is it?
10.
10 after 12.
Okay.
Anyone really know?
I'm here. That's all I can do.
I will open the door.
Open the door if you can reach the
You
handle.
open the door, and inside you find what gives me
A weapons rack. Now that's gotta have treasure.
I think
Look
that's
at
where
that.
they died.
No daddies?
I'm gonna step 1 in.
Daddies?
Search for
Baddies.
traps.
Daddies.
Like hot chicks.
There's BDSM equipment and no daddies?
Barbarian?
Barbarians going in. Barbarian.
Beautiful.
And Barbarian is searching for treasure.
As you search for treasure, you
Thanks.
find in this blacksmith shop, under some rubble, the blacksmith himself. Oh, they thank you so much that they give you this.
It only took us. And we just got here,
Well, for
actually.
people dead.
We searched this. This is the first room we've searched. A magical throwing dagger. Always inflicts 1 body point of damage when thrown at a monster. Here you can see monster cannot defend. Text is hard to read, but the dagger is lost once it is thrown.
Okay.
Clearly we should have gone this way.
Check out
rather than
that foil card.
Quite nice. Quite nice.
Now, because you didn't get that in time, what you should say is curse is spoiled again.
Is it just the 2 of you? Yeah. It's so we started out this way. Bloody 1 body point each.
Pretty much all done. I guess it's time to hightail it.
Yeah?
Well, you don't know what's around here. There's that corridor.
I'm not going to. There's a thing there. No.
What's the dwarf's choice? Where's he moving?
Oh yeah, dwarf.
Yep.
I didn't uncover anything.
So this is
Said, I'm gonna peek down the corridor.
Gosh. Kurgan said Doug asked if we could hang with him today, 6:30 to 7:30.
be here at 6:30. Hang out.
Like, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
I'll be
Okay.
here.
I'll tell him that.
Your move.
Going to drive here.
I'm looking down the corridor.
Anything down this way?
Shower might kill me. 7,
Okay,
6.
so
There it
this
is.
the last
For crying
round.
out loud.
All right.
We stand
all right,
line of sight to
all
that.
right, All right. It's okay.
Hey,
I'm too drunk to have known.
Yeah. I'm not drunk enough.
well, you're too dead.
I'm in the afterlife now. There is no drunkenness. It's a
Eight
forever
towards the doors.
Thank you.
I'm following. Hot pursuit. Cold pursuit.
Very
Shark
cold.
with
Did
you?
he
Huh?
sprain
No.
his leg or something? He's not so it's-
Oh no, not to an event like this. You'll never see her. You may never see me again.
Ash, don't be that way.
I'm not a people person, but I guess I'll make it.
I'm not either.
Now that I've gotten past so many of the gates, this is
good.
very recharging.
Yeah.
3.
Keep her moving.
9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop.
Yes, I'd like to
Opens the door.
Door.
boss.
There's 2 abominations.
Oh.
That's it.
So it looks like they escaped.
I'm gonna live my victory through the two of you.
Really?
I search for treasure.
Nice. Yes, I love it.
And it's a wandering monster.
No.
Attack. Let's do it. Let's do it.
How?
Run,
Literally
please. So that way
two
somebody
seconds
wins.
to live.
Too pissed off. Too pissed off to leave.
Oh, he's
It ain't
dead.
happening. That's how I go. That's
Okay,
how I
you're the sole survivor. Oh.
go. Hey.
I will
awesome
avenge my
job.
friend by
Really?
leaving.
It's
No,
good.
I want to
No.
You're gonna attack him?
bring him out.
I love it.
I
I got
thought
one
you
body
went through
point
it.
left.
Fortune favors the bull.
Screw the
Yeah. That's what I call a
Semper
fan.
Fi.
That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a kill.
Oh.
Come on, bring it on.
And
Zargon.
It's all down to this roll.
You got 3?
one
hit. Oh, this is it. That's enough to kill me. Come on.
Oh. The dead
Excellent game. Excellent game.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I'm sorry,
Most-
guys. This
almost
got
the most.
complete TPK.
Almost the most fun I've had
You
losing.
should have grabbed the dagger from his corpse and used it.
Oh, damn. You're right.
We tried so hard and
Well,
failed.
you still had fun, so thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
It was great.
It was exciting there at the end.
The funny thing is, I thought you guys would leave, and then all of a sudden you guys search for treasure.
What's the point of just...
Have some HeroQuest swag.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you so
Pins.
Piss of you.
much.
I got more.
So great.
Loaded up, eh?
Quest book holder. Prop open your book.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
I actually need this.
And the bottom slides out for when the top gets heavy,
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
so that it won't flip over.
That's very smart.
There you go.
Very smart. Thanks so much.
Yeah, not a problem.
I
Thanks
didn't know
for
there were
playing,
prizes.
guys.
Oh, there's prizes. There's always prizes. Have a fridge magnet.
Oh, cool.
A fridge magnet. A magnet for my fridge. That's lovely.
Have some
What do I
base
got
rims.
here?
You missed last year, so there you go. Those are your
Oh.
HeroQuest minis and your talisman.
Bases.
Your pen, sir, the G20, baby. These are the best.
It's the
I
best.
feel like I should almost only make one in Ritz.
No. Some more fridge magnets.
Are you putting on the Ritz right now?
I am. Good one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
This
Save
is
you.
the first HeroQuest I've seen where everybody died.
Green, purple, or pink?
Purple.
Purple.
You guys almost made it.
That's for you. I've got swag of my own.
Nice.
Maybe pink or green.
Green.
It's for you. Those are Necrons. I think those are the Warlock
Nice.
dice, and I think those are the air dice, which means, Rob, that's for you.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I don't know how much D20 you
Quest.
do. I don't have anybody to wall with at work anymore. That's a lot. There's one more.
That's me.
That's one more.
I'll do it.
Perfect. Thank you.
But thanks for coming, everyone. And
Absolutely.
Hey, you want some drink coasters?
Nobody invited me.
I hope you had fun.
How could I not rank that as the top HeroQuest game that I've played of all time? It's going to go right there in the #1 spot in my top 10.
Wrenches, hammers, cleavers, knives, and stuff. Okay, you guys look at the to the anime girls. I'm gonna look at the clothing. Because I am a scientist. So, and I mean neurology, so actually, like, I've got it.
Pendragon costumes. Detestable games.
So there will be more, but we just, unfortunately, that's the worst time, right? You need to hear.
I know this is like the most exciting. I used to work at a movie theater.
Oh,
like,
did you?
Oh my god, the monsters kill all.
Oh, I'd say that would be the But we have some at, there's one at 7 o'clock tonight, another at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. But if you look on these GenCon events, you'll see them listed. I don't see them. I don't see them.
Man, I wish I had taken the time to get more pictures of more of the cosplayers at this convention. There were so many cool ones. Like this guy who's cosplaying as... Wait a minute.
The only thing that's missing is the cushion. Honestly. The only thing that's missing is the cushion.
It's still looking nice. Perkins. Yeah, Perkins station. Yeah, it's going to take you the half hour to get there.
Small package.
Is it 5 or 6 o'clock? If not, you would grab in the morning and head back to the hotel, either way.
It's also up there. I love it. Same thing. Same down. Like, I feel like tapestries can make anything classic. Like, mid-century modern home.
I said, Tommy won't.
Resin coordinates, they're not a mulligan face. And they're third party.
This is Inkwell Gaming. They have a lot of modular, system agnostic stuff, side quest decks. Every card is a mini adventure. You know I love stuff like this. I know you guys love stuff like this too. We've got 5 challenge quests, 50 plus adventure outline and map cards, and a side quest. There's not a whole lot of information on the back. I've already looked. But I really think the side quest decks are cool. You know, I used to get a lot of Pathfinder ones at my not so local friendly game store, and then this is an example of what they kind of look like. We do have plenty of examples, text, picture, everything, so you know what you're getting if you decide to get something like this. Because 93.7 fantasy quests start in the tavern. You've got tavern quests here, and you've probably noticed these are attached to hex cards. That's because there's quite a few deals here on their hex products. They have quite a few of them as well. This is the Hexploration Kit, $99 here at the con. Probably a little bit higher. It's probably discounted for con use. It looks like they dabble into what could be considered sci-fi, or maybe that's just the style of what's going on here, but
You get a box of Hexploration map tiles, and they look like this. They are pretty thick paper, not quite cardstock. I would not say 2mm. And then their other specialty will be these square cards, which have pictures of various modular rooms on them that look basically like this. And they're double-sided, and they can be flipped and turned, and again, they're system agnostic, but they correspond to faces on the dice that they have. The dungeon, morph, villages, cities, spelunkers, explorer, adventurer, trailblazer, delver, sewer, it goes on and on and on. Crypt sets. If a set comes with 5 dice, that's going to be 30 different pictures. If a set comes with 6 dice, it's going to be 36 different pictures. I'm pretty sure I saw a 6 dice set around here somewhere. There's an 8 dice set there. And the decks have 90 cards because they're actually covering 3 of the dice sets worth of map pictures. I did pick one of these up, so we'll get to look at them in a future video. Everything has eyes at Habit Hollow Studio. These were following me as I was walking by. Don't appreciate the look in that one's eyes. That one's had a few too many. Habit's Hollow Studios. I got more than just bags with creepy eyes, though. Still have lots of mimic chests, which are not trying very hard to hide their mimic identity. But that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to be obvious. I wanted to get one for my phone, but it doesn't look like they have one that supports my old Samsung Galaxy 20 Ultra here. That one looks like it would come pretty close, but we've got stuff that's just a little bit off-center for placement of things like microphone and stuff, but this is all leather, if it wasn't obvious. Leather finish. Love the tankards here. Love that thing. Good grief. If you've ever wanted your dice to smell tasty, you can go pick up some scented dice. That's a real thing. And I have to say, they all have different scents. They are very strong, fairly dubious, but man, the Pumpkin King dice smell so good. And that's just not something I can communicate over camera, unfortunately, so we have to move on. It's the first time I've ever seen Dwarven Forge in real life, or anything close to it. And at first glance, you might be forgiven for thinking that it compares very closely to the Castle Systems 3D terrain that I was looking at a while back. But these are beautiful. I mean, not in contrast, these are also beautiful, but wow. We get a ship, we get bridges, we get trees, rocks, got a lot of vertical real estate here. It looks like it's not too dissimilar of a system, with the windows being modular with the walls, and then what you put into the window holes could be different. They've really crafted a nice scene here, and this is not even half of it. There is so much more to look at. And we've actually managed to put together quite an impressive display for GenCon, which, if you're going to put together an impressive display, I guess this would be the place to do it. But we've got an entire, Stormvale Castle set up here almost. That might be stretching it a little bit. Beautiful work. Whoever put this together, kudos to you for all of the work you put into the presentation. It looks really, really great. Yeah, an absolutely worthy competitor to Castle Systems. That's what I'm trying to say. And there's yet more. So much more.
Yeah, no worries. I'm trying to get the inside track.
We're putting rhinestones on it. Yeah, it's fully encrusted.
It just goes on and on. We've even got space packs. This is Dwarven Forge Star Forged. Beautifully done. With the steps, ladder. Really nice. Looks like it merges well with fantasy sets too if you use the right rock terrain. And then we've got these awesome crystals. Oh, and it just gets even more impressive. We've got coalescent. Is that what we would call that? Glowing underneath, where the plastic is thin enough that the lights really shine through and create that lava. The camera's not picking it up quite as well as I want it to. It's a little bit more orangey. This is This is probably a little more accurate, but it's not one-to-one what I'm seeing in real life. So there's that. But this is a very nice presentation. I know I just keep echoing that over and over again. The lady who built it said it took her about 4 to 8 hours. So I imagine that's a window in the estimate because she had to probably stop and start a lot. But love that. And then I just had to call special attention to this awesome boss room with this deadly snake trap in the middle. Or maybe those are gummy worms. I mean, it depends on how nice your DM is, honestly. Let's keep going. Look at this crystal palace. Transition sharply into this dungeon with spike trap, absolutely annihilating this poor soldier. Going over the bridge and beyond. Love it. And we've got a bit of a throwback too. I guess I say throwback because it kind of reminds me of the monster on the cover of the first edition of Dungeons & Dragons, even though that's not necessarily what that is. But anyway, looks awesome. Looks awesome.
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug, I tell ya. But I don't need to tell you that. You already know. You're watching this.
And finally, after all these years, I get to see HeroScape in person. I'm not disappointed.
It reminded me of
These were basically going to be the same sculpts and everything from the crowdfund that Hasbro was doing a few years ago now. I don't like saying that. Already been a few years. And it didn't pass, didn't go through. But Renegade picked it up. And now Avalon Hill, Hasbro, and Renegade get to work together to get this stuff out. And it's all out. We've got trees. We've got frozen landscape. We've got rock. We've got grass. We've got hexes for days, stackable hexes for days, hex lava fields, swamps with all kinds of flora. Water. We've got water. That's exciting. And everything is here at the HeroScape booth with terrain system. Absolutely everything it looks like. Age of Annihilation's master set, starter sets, Swamp of Valhalla, My Little Pony. Various army expansions, including this really wicked looking, awesome angel and crow and demonic. Wait, My Little Pony? Amazing. I actually didn't know that there were painted and unpainted versions, with the unpainted versions probably obviously being a cheaper barrier of entry to this gaming system. Here's our lava fields of Valhalla put together in one of the several ways they can be put together. Oh, the roads of Valhalla are nice. I really like the bridge configurations. That's super cool. And then we have snow, but I hate snow levels. So whoever put that together, good job. You're great. Love you. But I hate snow. Sorry. Moving down to the swamp. And then for some reason, we have a broken, busted up ship. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's Waters of Valhalla. So what's next? The sky of Valhalla? The heavens of Valhalla? I don't know what's going on here, but it's Lego. Lego is going on here.
So it's gonna be
clever girls. I finally made it to Steam Forged Games booth after planning to come here like super early on in my run and just like not doing that. I finally did do that, so here I am. Sorry, awkwardly staring at the minis is not really making for good film, but we're looking at epic encounters.
stuff. We'll be going around looking at what they've set up for Elden Ring, and hopefully they've got some painted examples of Elden Ring stuff. Oh my god, it's the rotten sorcery stuff. That's Radon. That's Radon. They don't have a presentation of that around here anywhere. And there's poor Leonard, his horse, doing his best to keep his master up in the air. There is Queen of the Full Moon Rani. Not Rani, why did I say it? Renala. I'm overwhelmed. We've got wolves. Oh, I can't wait to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars and get that in my collection.
I was at GenCon a few years ago. We got through first, they were doing minutes.
It's almost 4 o'clock. We are heading to the Inspired By booth, ICC room 245. About to ask him if it's okay for me to record. I'm very excited to see this stuff. I meant to get back out to the car to offload my stuff, but I've just been exhaustedly taking all my stuff all around the con this whole time.
Thank you three for joining us today. It is fantastic to have you up here. I have had the privilege of working with all three of these people over the past couple of years, and we've developed some amazing games together. And one of the things I noticed when I was talking to all of them is their origin point of a new idea tends to come from very unique and interesting and personal spaces. And that was something I wanted to spend today talking about with each one of them. Just where these ideas come from, what are things that they can take through into the next game they play, and what makes this whole experience enjoyable for them as they creatively explore what they're going to do next in the future. I'm good? All right, so I'm going to start with maybe a softball question. I don't know, let's get us talking. What is an experience or something in life that truly informed one of your game designs? Is there a moment in life where you're like, I can turn that into a game, or I can turn that into something interesting that people would want to experience?
Get over part of the mountain, one of the sunken levels, so you have to go in and try to defeat her. So, it really just me drawing upon, all the things that are in my adventures that I dungeon master my players. It was all just a bunch of Easter eggs that hopefully will be really fun for other people to play, and people who are Zargon can do the voices, and kind of look around a little bit. Stay tuned, because I'll start, I'll keep kind of feeding what those little Easter eggs are, so that you know what they are and know how to play.
Amazing. Elizabeth, Eric?
Oh, I'm going to steal Elizabeth's thunder real quick. Steele and I'm not 8 now, but my parents used to vacation in Florida, stealing your thunder. We used to go every summer. We would spend it in Tarpon Springs and on the Gulf of Mexico coast. And I fell in love with marine life, ocean life, particularly manatees, which is like one of my favorite animals in the world. I hope you all love manatees. If you don't, you can get out. But so this was in the 80s, right? Before, back when we were allowed to play with any animal, we could mess with the environment. We could play with any animals we want. Before terrible people started doing terrible things to animals. At one point there was a canal system out just by Panama City on the north end of the Gulf of Mexico coast, where I played. I used to go swimming in it all the time. I would see big barracudas and groupers, and at one point I was swimming around, and I got nudged by what I thought was a boat. It was actually a manatee. It was a full-grown manatee, about 7 feet long, giant pillover creature. I just fell in love with it. We became friends with it. I even gave it a name. I'm not going to tell you the name. But
you got to tell us the name now.
It's name. I mean, with all that set up before, I call him Harvey. But Harvey was a girl. We learned that later. But we literally swim together, and manatees are really curious, gentle creatures, and they give me a little flipper shake and come give me a little nose boop. And the best part is I would come day after day, and we would actually swim together. Harvey would come back and meet me again. We would come and swim together. And I'd be I was a kid, so I tried feeding fish, and I didn't realize that they were herbivores. Anyway, so I was so charmed by this encounter with manatees that I was inspired 40 years later when I had the publishing clout to make a game called I Heart Manatees, which is a game about how much I love manatees. And the goal of that game is to make you fall in love with manatees. That's the most direct one I got.
I'm not sure how that stole my thunder.
Well, yeah, you grew up in Florida, so you can't tell a Florida story.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Florida, going to Santa Island with my family, so that's why I'm a birder, I'm a mushroomer. I feel like my games are obvious.
Are you just going through a hit list of your favorite things to do and turn it on?
Yeah, I'm gonna run ahead at some point.
Let me ask you, do you ever draw inspiration from pop culture, meaning books, movies, music? Do you ever find yourself experiencing something in the world and being I suddenly have this fresh new idea?
Yup. You want more? Sure. So I'm a lifelong metalhead. I've been listening to metal since I was little. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath changed my life, and I've been into them forever. That's right.
Yeah.
Pump the irons, right? So often when I'm designing games, when I'm working on something, I'll have some kind of soundtrack on, especially if I'm procrastinating. I don't usually care that much about what I'm listening to, but sometimes if I'm procrastinating really hard, I'll all right, now I really care about what I'm listening to. I'll build myself a playlist. And I actually built myself a procrastination playlist. And at one point, I realized that most of it was 90s death metal. And I was kind of wondering, why are my games so aggro this year? And at one point, so when I was working on probably the game I'm known best for is Blood Rage, it was actually when I was working on a card game, something completely unrelated. I was listening mostly to a Swedish death metal band called Avalon Hill, which are these the Viking band of best head twirling that you'll ever see, big red manes, and it's really great. I just listened to this one album on Twilight of the Thunder God, if any of you know that, over and over and over again. And I was just so I would go out jogging to it. I just go head twirling to it. And then I saw the cover for an old Euro game that I was working on called Midgard, which had a really, really cool cover of a Viking in which I guess you'd call it by John Bravado, at Ragnarok with comets flying and it's the end of the world. It's that cover is really cool. I want to make a game that cover promised. And then just playing Amon Amarth in my head over and over and over again, I basically designed the game overnight. I mean, the easy 80%. 2 years later, the real game came out.
Was it Joe? Hey?
You want to talk about the Grateful Dead?
We're talking about our musical history. Yeah, what would a Grateful Dead game look like? Oh, there is one here. There's a Jerry Garcia game here.
No way.
Yeah.
Heavy strategy?
I'm guessing that. Yeah, no, I mean, pop culture, not so much for my games unless we call it the Radio Lab podcast.
It counts.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm pretty sure, I came across the story for the Fox experiment in multiple places, but that was definitely one of them. They have a whole episode about this experiment in Russia where in the 1950s they started breeding foxes into domesticated dogs. And the idea struck me of how would you do a game where you're passing traits down through generations, and that was sort of the genesis for that for the Fox experiment.
Well, I mean, I already mentioned Dragonlance. I mean, yeah, I have a big fantasy comic book background. I think growing up, I was greatly affected by the way that parents in the church ganged up on anything involving magic and called it satanic. And, the to take it down a notch here. You know, the fact that they were like blaming D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, for like murders and suicides, and when it was actually what kids who were troubled were turning to get like relief, or to kind of get their mind off of the troubles of everyday life, and then this thing winds up getting blamed. And you know, I was part of the generation that knew it was all we were doing PG, BS. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. Yeah.
Sure, she said sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, we all knew what was wrong, and we all knew what was happening. So what it did was it created this very like our generation is like subversive. Like we knew that like what they were saying was wrong. We all knew it. So then it was like it kind of galvanized us as kids, like in this kind of like underground gaming society. And you know, really bonded us. And that, mind you, like that generation is now the 40 to 60 year olds that are running all of entertainment. So you know, I'm having a good time watching, you know, some of those people, you know, rise and do great things and make big movies and big TV shows and whatnot, and come over to my house and play D&D in my game room. But you know, D&D, you know, because of the kid that went missing at Michigan State in 1979, it was kind of like handcuffed to heavy metal at the time. And so heavy metal and D&D kind of became these strange cellmates, and were persecuted by the church and parents. And so, you know, I like that aesthetic. I like Frank Frazetta. I like all the album cover art. I like the scary, magical, mystical, like I like books on shelves that look like they contain actual magical spells and runes. I like feeling like maybe this is gonna work, you know? If I draw the circle on the ground, maybe something's gonna come out of it. That would be awesome. And so I try to create that feeling, you know, in my players. I want to create that feeling of immersion, and like we're doing something maybe we shouldn't be doing, or something that might work. And so, you know, with this, I mean, we redesigned the cards actually, you know, to be more metal. Like the character sheets are now like kind of like metal looking character sheets, and the dice are black, and you know, so we kind of like zhuzhed it up a little. I mean, I figured, you know, if I'm doing my expansion, let's just go all the way in graphic design wise. And so it's leans into that aesthetic that I really like, that you know, frankly scared parents when I was a kid.
That's awesome. You've mentioned different friend groups and scaring parents. When you start designing, do you ever think of a specific audience in mind that you're trying to work towards, or is that completely separate? Is that something that comes later after you've achieved, you know, bringing the idea or the initial genesis to life?
I mean, the only audience I want to make happy is me. And I'm pretty confident if I make myself happy, like as like crazy as I am, I know other people will be happy, you know? And honestly, like I think, and this kind of goes into life as an artist and a performer, but it's like, I think deep down inside every artist or every creator wants to feel understood. And you feel understood when you know that people line up, or your expansion set sells out, like, and we're not even halfway through the day, you know? That there's other people out there that get it and want it and like it, and it's like, great, you're my people, awesome, let's go. So yeah, I mean, me, and I have a younger brother. I'm like an older brother DM, Dungeon Master. So making my brother laugh and making something that he would find cool is kind of my barometer, if I have one outside of me.
That all resonates, but I also often do have someone else specifically in mind. So like the idea for Sandoval actually came from my dad. And so like I wanted to design a game that he could play, which meant like not too complex, because I never sucked him into the world of strategy games. And like for Wingspan, I very much had in my head from pretty early on that I wanted it to be heavy enough that it would be interesting to gamers, but light enough that birders that hadn't discovered strategy games yet could still play it. And that was a real push and pull in the development process when I was working with Jamie. So Scythe had just come out, and they were developing Wingspan, So his like core fan base was like side players. So he kept pulling Wingspan heavier, and I kept going, but these people over here, they kept pulling it back. And I think that push and pull was kind of how it ended up in such a sweet spot that it has such a broad appeal. And that was very specifically because we both had audiences in mind and we're trying to satisfy them both, and somehow lucked into the magic of actually pulling that off.
I have made games for audiences that did not include me, but none of those are among my best. So I have to agree with the other two. Like that, I do have an audience in mind often, but the audience doesn't include me. And I like to think about, because I make a lot of games, and I do like to project a part of myself in every game. So like I Heart Man it's my conservation lover kid. Blood Rage is my metalhead side. For Life in Runeterra, which we did for Hasbro, I actually made this game for my nieces and my nephews who've never, of course it had to be a game for me, but like I wanted a game that for my family who'd never played any of my big box games, right? They're not gonna play Blood Rage or Rising Sun or Chaos in the Old World as much as my fans love them, they don't want to play. And I wanted to, I got a little tired of my family like, what do you do for a living? Like, what do you make? Like, I make games about heavy metal Vikings, killing each other at the end of the world. So I wanted to make a game about that. Even though it didn't start with this theme, but ultimately was about building a sustainable little ecosystem in a fun, dynamic, and interactive way. What I was inspired by the most was my niece and nephews they're video game players, right? They grew up on Among Us or Animal Crossing or Roblox or Minecraft. So I used a lot of that. I spent a lot of time with them, and I would play games with them, and watch media with them. A lot of anime. Oh my god, a lot of anime. This will show you how much of a boomer I am. I tried my best. It's that's a lot of bright flashing lights. I don't know if I can handle this. But the story, I'm
going to get you into One Piece. Please do.
As if I'm behind the camera, great. So with that in mind, I just spend a lot of time, even if the game is not fully for me, I need to be in that audience. So I will spend a lot of time consuming media with folks of that audience and just becoming the biggest hype man for that. And if I can't get there all the way, then I'm just not going to make the game.
Yeah. I mean, vision is so powerful, right? It's probably the most powerful thing in creativity is having a clear vision of what you're looking to achieve. And I imagine that has to come from your heart, right? That's hard to come from another source.
It's cynical if it doesn't, I think.
What do you mean by that?
Well, all right, I'm going to tell a very short story. I'm not the hero of this piece, and I'm going to redact names. But once upon a time, a long time ago, I was commissioned by a video game company to make a video game that is not necessarily not exploitative, but
okay,
right?
Yeah.
So for a particular social media platform that we all may use and post status updates to. Yeah, right. So this game did not ship. So, but the idea was I had this big vision of oh my god, this is a big new social media platform. I came in with good intentions. I wanted to make a game that I could make a game like Carcassonne. You could play with 100 people that you're related to. Great, that's relate to a friend on your social graph. But it really ended up just being we want you to make Farmville over and over, but more exploitative and more monetized. And I worked on that for a while, and I did make something that was very mechanically successful, but it did cost me 18% of my soul. That won't grow back.
Well, that helps. That makes me think about the 3 different fan bases that all 3 of you have, right? All 3 of you have developed fan bases around your work, and they're, from my perspective, 3 very distinct fan bases and things that you're known for. Was that a part that you expected to come out of game design? Is that a part of game design that you love?
It's complicated. I was not expecting a fan base. Of course not. Not even a little. I knew that I would make games for people who liked the type of games that I liked. I knew that I have an ability to communicate ideas to large groups of people, but I've never for a minute, the idea that I would have fans never ever occurred to me.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
I was just thinking, I think my fan base got very confused when I started turning my Instagram into gaming. I think they're like, Big Dick Richie, why is he posting pictures of painted miniatures? The male stripper werewolf guy, right? Not to say that True Blood doesn't share some gaming, in eccentric circles, but I think I will say this, and I think when I was in high school, and granted this is like 90s, so we're talking like if you've ever seen The Breakfast Club, there's the nerd, the jock, the burnout, the princess, like they're all separate. Right? But by the end of detention, they all realize they're all kind of shades of each other, and they all have little pieces of each other, and they can all get along. I felt like my whole personality was fractured and compartmentalized. I had my jock friends that I hung out with at the keg party on Friday night, and then on Saturday I had my filmmaking friends that I would wake up early and go film with and write scripts for all day long and direct movies with them. And then it's like Sunday I would then run games like Rifts and Ninja Turtle role-playing games for my other group of friends. They were all separate. And I think there was some point, maybe 12 years ago or something, where I just said, the hell with it. I'm just gonna be me. And I'm not gonna fracture all the pieces. And I'm just gonna put it out there. And so, I think what happened is there's a lot of people who were like, going to my Instagram for shirtless photos and found, stuff like this. Kind of confused and don't know if they follow me anymore. But you just kind of see where the dust settles. And, again, it's like, I like epic fantasy. I think people accuse me of liking dark fantasy, which is fine, but I like epic fantasy. I like Empire Strikes Back. I like Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like big epic fantasy, you and your friends against the forces of evil, and kind of like maybe doing some evil stuff and kind of experimenting with that. And, I just like the forces of evil, the forces of good, and let's get out there and find out what we're made of and be heroes, and tell this great story and do things that you would get arrested for in real life. I think I'm still kind of finding out who those people are, again. And so when I had a fan base who likes gaming, and I was approached to promote the relaunch of HeroQuest, and I said, wait a minute. You don't understand, I played this game every day as a kid. Let me help you. Can I do a quest pack? And it's okay. And okay, Big Dick Richie, you can see how this goes. And and it was like, so again, it's like, thank you for letting me do that, because it's a side of me that I couldn't get out otherwise. And this is so much a part of me. This is maybe more me than everything else. So. Thanks.
Thank you.
Was there a moment that inspired you to get into game design? And this is for all three of you. But was there a time where you were like, you know what, this game design thing, this is for me?
So for me, it was kind of like, why are all the games about D&D and it was really more about why are all the board games that my friend group is playing about? It was more like castles. What's with the castles?
There was like a medieval period tabletop where everything was.
Yeah, just like medieval European cities in general, and a lot of trains. I enjoy riding the train. But how I spent my time is being outside, and there were very few games set in the real world about nature. And one of the things I always say is there's a lot of magic just in the natural world. and it captivates people if you present it well. And so like once I started thinking about like why isn't that, and what would it look like for there to be a game about something that I'm into? That was really like that was my start.
Roll up your sleeves and
I
make it
couldn't
yourself.
let it go. Yeah.
You and me are going to make a game called Touch Grass. D&D, you want to be a game designer? So back in 1989, I was presented with a second edition player's handbook from D&D. For those, well, this is GenCon, so this is not inside baseball. I picked up this big box set of a thing called Spelljammer, which was my introduction to D&D. That's right. It changed my life, like overnight, instantly. The friends that I played with, my very first session of D&D, I have those friends to this day. My goddaughter is my best friend's, the one who brought me into D&D. It's like, it was so transformative and so empowering. Like, I literally did you all remember this, right? I played Stratego, I played card games, I played board games, but one day my friend Jeff invited me to his place and said, all right, we're gonna sit at a table, you're gonna make a character, you're gonna name yourself, I'm not gonna tell you about my character, don't worry. But he was like, all right, you guys are all at a bar, right? And the bartender goes like, hey, there's some trouble with orcs out there. I was like, what do you wanna do? I'm like, well, what are my options? He's like, whatever you want. I was like, what do you mean, whatever you want? I can poison his drink if I want? Sure. I can start a fight with him? Sure. My mind was...
You were a murderer.
My mind was... I'm a nerd dork, so of course I have to test boundaries right away, right? But I was so blown away by the idea that a game could have no boundaries, that the only boundaries were like our social contract. Yeah. So since then, that was God, what, 25 years ago, right? I still think of games in terms of what kind of boundaries can we push inside a box, or how can we make an experience bigger than the box? And no matter what kind of game I'm working on, D&D's in there somewhere. I'm gonna make a game about nature, but it's gonna be called
I heard manatees.
I was gonna say dungeons and something that starts with a D, but some dungeons and manatees. There we go.
It just hit me that I'm kind of on year 39 of game master. Where my friend is sitting up in the front row, and every summer growing up I'd go to this island in Maine called Peaks Island, and it was just this quiet, awesome island, and there was a group of kids there who were gamers, and it was kind of ground zero for the Ninja Turtle comics, because they came from New England. And so these kids are on a ferry boat reading Ninja Turtle comics, and I'm like, wait a minute, those are the comics I keep reading about. And they're like, you said, yeah, but there's this game and we haven't figured it out yet. And so I said, well, can I take a look? And so when we got off the ferry boat, I went to their house and looked through this book, and I had a red box, but I didn't know how to use it. So this was this is it, I'm gonna figure this out. And I think I said, can I borrow this overnight? I said, sure. So I went home and was up all night.
He wasn't going anywhere, he was smiling.
Yeah. So I went home and figured the book out and just figured out how to, okay, we're gonna make characters and this is how it's gonna be. Anyway, it was kind of about nature. It was about mutated animals. Abominations of nature.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Blade.
From Blade, yeah, the original.
D100. Yeah.
Yes, all over the place, but kind of set my imagination on fire, and kind of didn't know how to do it, but kind of just figured it out. And so that whole year we stayed pen pals while I was designing a gladiator competition. I was designing underwater animals, how to be dinosaurs, which then they put out a book, so I was starting to design what I wanted. And that's kind of what I'm hearing is you kind of just bring to it what you are. As a little kid, I was obsessed with genetics and mutant animals, so that was all my games. And then it was I was into post-apocalyptic stuff after I saw Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, so it was Shadowrun and Rifts, and and then I kind of got into medieval once I started reading Dragonlance. So it was just whatever my appendix N was, I just kind of like, that's what goes into all my games. But I could be into a nature game. I could totally. That sounds fun.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys one more question, and we're going to open it up to all of y'all for a quick Q&A. So start thinking of your questions as they're answering this one. Is there something that you're like, man, I really wish I could turn that into a game, but you haven't been able to crack it yet? Something that's like, it's been like lingering in your brain, and you're like, oh, that would be the coolest thing ever, but it hasn't come to life.
Yep. Wow. Okay, so I have to dance around some NDAs here, so hold on a second. So I mean, okay, yes. So I have one. It's free. It's free for the world. So I have a. I don't know if it's the coolest thing ever, and I'm not sure if this is a thought experiment or an art piece, but I have this. I've always had this game idea in mind that explains about natural disasters, but not the natural disaster itself, but the sociological response to natural disaster. So Hurricane Katrina comes, right? Why isn't everybody saved right away? Like, why aren't we just instantly spending money? Why aren't we just instantly damming all of Louisiana? Like, why do these things persist? Why are there issues? So when I started thinking through, like, oh my God, of course, like everybody has a general idea of interest in mind. Of course, we want to save as many lives as possible. We want to repair as much damage as possible. But so there's inherent conflict in the sense that not everybody wants to achieve those goals in the same way, and will end up being impediments to each other. So I don't want to say it gets politicized, but it does. But like, what is a game that would let you understand the process by which large groups, large institutions end up at cross purposes, trying to do good for, especially for disaster relief. I love the idea, but like every time I think about it, it's like, this is a dark freaking game. I don't know if I actually want to play it. I don't think it will be fun. But I feel like it would be an experience that everybody should play once. Only once. That's why it's not coming.
You guys, anything?
I have a long list on my phone of things that I will never get to. But the thing that Eric just made me think of is that one of them is that I don't think there's a game, I'm not aware of a game that really explores the concept of the tragedy of the commons well.
You guys are the lightest games
I know.
ever.
I was sitting there thinking, I really want to do a game about dragonflies, but then Eric. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I kind of make things as I think of them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, right. So the economic concept of the tragedy of the commons, where like, if ever, it's named because people used to graze their cows on the main square of town, right? And it works fine up to a point, but then if everyone's allowed to graze their cows, it gets overgrazed and it doesn't work for anyone, but the economic incentives never line up right. And how would you do that in a board game? It's actually fun. I don't know.
I just forgot what I was going to say. Thinking about the cows.
Like a basic numbers and colors card game.
Yeah.
How do I fix that? Yeah, no, I mean, there's a couple of things that I just talked to somebody yesterday about doing something. So I think there's something. I'm on a writing assignment right now, but once I get done with it, I think I'm going to figure out, I want to do something in fantasy. Like, I think I want to kind of, do something. I mean, I'll just say this, I would love to roll my sleeves up and do another Dragonlance source book for D&D, involving all the legacy characters and involving updates of the adventures that were in the novels that Margaret and Tracy wrote. So I think there's a new generation that could fall in love with those characters and those adventures again. And so I'd love to be able to get in there and play around with those characters, kind of like in keeping with the series that I have planned for them. So I'd like to be able to take all that work that I did and put it into something. So if you're out there,
Hasbro.
Okay, I think I'm under contract. contract. I'm still sort of under contract. So that would be awesome. Maybe the animal game.
Well, has anybody thought of a question? Go ahead and shoot your hands up. I saw yours up first. We are not screening these. So. Go ahead.
I have a question that's kind of a two-part, which is, think of a game that you think deserves more recognition, or one that deserves to be brought back from maybe the dead or from the dusty shelf. And I'd ask you not to pick one of your own.
Oh my God. How do we pick just one? A game that deserves more recognition. So I'm going to pick a game that actually has a lot of hype, but I think should have more hype. There's a push your luck game designed by Alan Moon and Bruno Faiduti called Diamant. What's the English name for it? God, I only know German names for that. Ink and Gold. Yes. Ink and Gold it's called. It's a classic push. It's a classic push your luck game where there's a bunch of gems in a mine that's full of snakes and disasters, and all of you are going in together and trying to get as much stuff as you can and pull out before the cave collapses. It's a really simple game. The only decisions you're making as a group silently, secretly, do we stay or do we go? And it's a one-page rule set with so many fun little push your luck dynamics. But the thing that I love about it is the theme and the gameplay integrate so well that I can tell a story. I can just tell that story and how the game plays. It sold pretty well. It sold at least 4 or 5 editions. But I honestly feel like of all the push your luck games I've played, that one is probably the one that has the widest breakout appeal if we can only just crack the packaging. The packaging is not great, but it could.
I'd say for a recent game, one that's flying under the radar that I've been playing a lot is First in Flight by Ben Rossett and Matthew O'Malley from Artana Games, I think it's which is actually a push your luck deck building game about early airplanes.
Push your luck is great.
Yeah. And I would love to see a modernized remake of Primordial Soup. It has not aged well, but there's something at the core of that game that I think would be really fun to update.
It's not under the radar at all, but it's awesome. And my friends and I love playing it. Is Kingdom Death. I think Kingdom Death's awesome. Oh my gosh, what a great game. Beautiful game, great game. Like you better not be afraid of character mortality because you're just dying all over the place. It's nuts. I think there was me and my friend were the only survivors against a white lion, and so he was a female character. I had a male character. We got back and we rolled to have a child. my gym buddy, and it was Ron, and he rolled a 1. And so we both got so scared and that we went and ran off a cliff and didn't have the baby or something. It's just insane. It's I love this game. This is absolutely bonkers. So I love Kingdom Death. As far as remakes go, I want to do an updated mutant animal game with all of the genetic information that I know as an advisory staff member of Colossal Biosciences, the company that just brought you dire wolves and woolly mice. I know a lot of stuff, and I'd like to put that in the game.
You're not asking me, but Space Base by John D. Clare. Anyway, any other questions? How you doing, Ash?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
What is next for you guys after all of the marketing and push and the successes of these games and these expansions are done and out there? What's next? And particularly for Joe, wife and I are big fans of Alcide and also loved your performance in Pee-wee's last movie. It's great. Would you consider coming back to the dungeon crawl side versus open-ended TTRPG side and designing something else, if given half the chance?
Oh, sure. So I got to play Mike Merles' basically like his Cthulhu. Basically, like Mike didn't get to finish 5th edition. What he intended to do with 5th edition, and if you follow his Patreon, he's putting out all the rules of what 5th edition would have been had he stayed on the D&D team. And it's awesome. Streamlined rules, like you whip up characters in 10 minutes and go, and it's a dungeon crawl, and it's kind of awesome. So I want to know more from him about what he's planning to do, because it's just dope. So yeah, I love dungeon crawls, love it. I mean, HeroQuest is a dungeon crawl. It's all, it's all okay. And what's next? One Piece.
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about so I work for I do a lot of work for a very large gaming corporation that is publicly traded and under some very, very heavy NDAs.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Look, can I say more games like this? More games like this. Oh, and Blood Rage, sorry.
Yeah.
Blood Rage 2 is coming out next year.
Yeah, Sanibel will be out next year. It's not out yet, and so that feels like next for me. And I just handed in the files for the next Wingspan expansion. There's some other stuff. Yeah.
No.
There's fun new stuff. I'm excited for it.
Right. Additional questions?
So, when you do game design, I'm curious how you feel about uniqueness of game systems versus like uniqueness of a story that you may be trying to tell. Do you try to focus when you make new games in creating some game system that is unique to your world or more interesting that way, or do you care more about how your story may be?
I think I care more about how the two come together.
Exactly the same answer.
Yeah. So I want the things that you're doing in the game to feel like they make sense as actions within the story that you're trying to tell with the game.
The way I look at it is games are stories, right? They're stories that we tell each other. And the game is a toolbox to allow us to do that. So uniqueness is a really interesting proposition, right? Because I do think of uniqueness as it is a tool, but of which you can use too much or too little. So for me, the sweet spot is, to put it in Hollywood speak a little bit, right? Largely familiar, but with enough of a twist to excite you. So like I want the game to be comfortable. I want it to be easy for you to get in. Like, what's the last thing you want to get into is a story, right? That just feels like a surrealist painting, right? Like this is a story about fish and a magnifying glass, right? Like Finstan. I do like enough familiarity to get you comfortable, and me personally, I like the twists that can needle you like during the game. Right? You know there's going to be a twist. I love telling you there's going to be a twist, and you're expecting a twist, but you don't know when it's going to be, and you don't know what it's going to be. And I made one game that had no twists whatsoever, and that was fun too.
I guess for me, this was about adaptation. I mean, obviously, I'm working within, my favorite board game growing up as a kid. So, I'm allowed to get under the hood and go, what if we did this? What if we did that? What if we did that? We haven't done that yet. Like, I'll give it away. I was like, well, I thought of like a mechanic of if you think you know where the boss might be, what if you could see what was in the room before you went in? So I thought, well, what if you search for treasure and there's a mouse in a cupboard? And you decide to be nice to the mouse. Well, then the mouse will come with you. So then you gain a mouse, and there's little mice tokens. So you can actually have a little mouse companion friend, like a familiar, that you can tell to go under the door and come back and whisper to you what's in there, so that the Zargon will then set up the room to show you what's in there, so you can set up the combat before you go into the boss battle. You do it once. But I just thought, well, that's not in the game. Let's do that again. Like, let's have a tavern. Let's have a dragon's lair. Let's have skulls with flaming eyes that pop up, that little skulls, they shoot, eye beams at you, like just little, there's a pit slide at one point. So there's just these mechanics that weren't in the game so far. So I'm looking at this existing format and going, well, we haven't done everything. There's so much uncharted, ungentrified territory within. So let me start setting up, trying to come up with a lot of those fun mechanics.
My dude, can I name your game? Be nice to the mice.
I
get 1%.
But they live outdoors. Very nice to the mice.
That's awesome. All right, we have time for one more question. All the way in the back.
Have any of the three of you found yourself doing creative work for an audience that maybe isn't like, for lack of a better term, like yours?
Like doing male stripper movies?
If it's an audience that maybe you're not as familiar with, as you're doing the creative work, is there a balance between just going with your gut and making the story or the experience that you know you want to make, and also consulting that audience to get to know them better? Is there a good balance between those two, or do you go with one or the other?
I love this question. I'll go last.
I kind of hijacked it, so yeah.
I think it depends. I have never been told what my audience is, so in a sense, no, right? Because I make the game that I want to make, and then we find the audience for it more. I think than the opposite. But to the sort of second part of your question, I do think it is important to playtest games a lot, and ideally with the types of people that you think might ultimately want to play the game and see how they react. So I think that's probably the key, whether you're doing it with people that you think are your intended audience, or if you're told no, the intended audience is X, then you need to go find those people and work with them.
Well, and I think it's like, to answer your question, I kind of answered it in a joking fashion. As an actor, you got to pay your bills, so there's a lot of things that you're doing that aren't necessarily shows or movies you would line up to go see, but you understand the assignment. And it's fun to find those things inside of you that align with a different audience, and I've spent a lot of time, comedy, action, horror, whatever you name, whatever the genre, children's films. I was a Smurf at one point, I'm not lining up for a Smurf movie. I'm, I'm like an adult, you know what I mean? But, no offense to people who love Smurfs. Just wasn't on my list of must see, But I know what that is, and I can sit down and I can talk to a little kid about what's going on in their life. And to me, when you say D&D, you're talking about hey, can I have a Coke with Pepsi? Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. It's the Kleenex of tissues. You say D&D, but it's tabletop. They're tabletop. And tabletop can be anything. And there's so many arguments that go on about well, is it shopping for pastries for 12 adventures in a row? It could be if that's what you want. Okay, or it could be blood rage or whatever, it's whatever you want. And if I set up a Dungeons and Dragons group at Pittsburgh Children's Hospital where I serve on board, and I thought, coming in here with these kids and they have near terminal illnesses and they're coming in and spending time while they're getting their infusions, and I just thought, okay, we're gonna have a nice little adventure here for these kids. And no, they were I'm climbing the tree, I'm hacking his head off. They were more bloodthirsty. I thought it was you're gonna pat and befriend the wolf. No, I want to he's gonna be my friend. I'm gonna have him bite somebody's head off they're crazy, So it's I was ready to go soft and have a nice little adventure about apple picking or something, And it was murderer city. So quickly got to adjust to your crowd what they want, you know. And so that's kind of the beauty of being a DM. I think, you know, for me, as long as I have, is like every group is different, and I like running the same adventure for different groups because I like seeing how they handle it and seeing what they do because they get to tell the story. And it's a collaborative process. So I think there's no better way to understand other people than dungeon mastering. You know, and I've always said to people, like, if you want friends, learn how to dungeon master. Most popular person you know. But everybody wants something different. All your players want different things. This guy's a treasure hunter. That guy's a murder hobo. This guy wants he wants to speak to the gods, mythology. Okay, well, I have to come up with all that stuff to feed all of their own hearts and souls. And I wind up. Nobody plays more than a dungeon master.
Well, thank you three so much. We are going to transition into a signing in just a moment, but before we do, I got to do a quick plug for something we just announced this morning. I don't know if any of y'all are reading Fourth Wing or anything from that series, but just today we announced Priorities Fourth Wing, which is a new party game. For anybody who loves Fourth Wing, you can go in there, you can rate and rank all the different characters and elements from the books and have a good time discussing all of those various elements with your book group or any other friends that you have. Anybody out here reading Fourth Wing, reading any of the series? Nobody? Rob in the back, yeah? Well, I'll just tell you, it's like D&D if D&D was even sexier. All right. So please come by our booth if you haven't seen it already. We'd love to play some games with you. There's a couple of tables still open on some of the things that we're premiering this week. Please go ahead, scan that QR code, come on down. We'd love to see you there. The team's here with us right now, but you're going to see a bunch of us down there. You can talk to Doug about HeroQuest and talk to Tori about Talisman and talk to Tess about anything you want to talk about. But please, come on down and say hello. All right, and then a couple of ground rules for the signing, and then we'll start going through this. We need to make sure that we're accommodating to everybody and make sure that everyone has enough time to do this. So really, it's one item per signature per designer per guest, so we can keep this moving along. We have items that they can sign for you prepared, but you can also have a personal item signed. That's completely up to you. Have item or camera, anything ready for a quick photo, but if you don't have time to review it, we're going to have to kind of move quickly through this, and we just appreciate your respect there. I know, keeping off personalization, things that are going to miss the time, and people, they do have places to go pretty quickly after this, so we do want to make sure everyone gets an opportunity. And then once you've had a chance to get through the line, please exit the room, so again, we can keep things moving fluidly. Does that sound cool to everybody?
One more rule, don't make eye contact with bubbles.
Okay, with that, we're going to help get a line started.
Okay, well.
Hi, Charlene. Where are you? We're here at GenCon. Just signing stuff, talking about HeroQuest.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And now enjoy some nice, quiet, relaxing painting. I know I did. I was extremely thankful to be able to finally sit down, take the huge weight off my shoulders, back, and ankles, and do just a little bit of painting to recharge my spirits before ending the day. If I seem to stop abruptly here, it is because I realize my hands are actually a bit too shaky from the fatigue and the lack of nutrition and the festivities to continue painting with any sort of semblance of detail. But until then, enjoy.
I just look for my lights.
So you're saying if I work just a little bit of contrast into these, it's not going to look good, or should I just
give it a try?
Give it a try? Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good retro visitors. No.
Deal. Yeah.
see it on the whole.
And away we go to find the exit. Make it home. Well, it won't be upstairs. That's for sure. We've got a detour.
Right over there.